What is up, guys? This is your boy Andy Matrix. I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, and Japanese culture. So I've been thinking about things that are happening around the world. It's amazing to me. It's really amazing how a work of fiction can actually really reflect reality to the point where it actually starts to come true, right? So I was thinking of all the things that are, all the new technology that's coming out, cryptocurrency, NFTs, virtual reality, Mark Zuckerberg, or is it Mark Zuckerberg? Zuckerberg. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Zuckerberg. Sorry, guys. Zuckerberg he created the metaverse and he started pushing it in 2021. And, there's been a lot of pushback with the metaverse, right? But I can't help to think that it's just not going to go away. It's an idea that's just not going to go away, and big corporations are going to push it because I think that's exactly how they want us to live, The way that the global leaders, the world leaders want us to live, because it's just much more convenient for them, not necessarily for us, right? And even the author of Ready Player One of my favorite books, which is what I'm going to talk about today, Ernest Cline, the author of Ready Player One, was shocked when he heard about Mark Zuckerberg and all the things that started to happen during the pandemic, because it's really started to come to light during the pandemic. Where you have more government control. The government starts to control the people, locking people in their homes, and of course it was because of the Pokemon virus. But the point is that it seems as though we're really heading in that direction. At least it feels that way, right? And Ready Player One really does seem that it's going to come to reality. And I'm gonna point to four things in this video that it's a little bit scary, but it looks like we're really heading into virtual reality. Because if the metaverse, if Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse does not work, some other company is going to push a virtual reality world. Because if you look at the whole cryptocurrency community, there's cryptocurrency games built around the blockchain, with NFTs, right? One that I played was Blanco's Block Party, and although I didn't really like it, I played it to understand what the whole NFT thing was about, right? So digital assets, digital currency, digital money that you don't have to hold in your hands. It's all digital. It's all in a computer cloud, right? It has value because we give it value. We think that it has value, and we exchange it for goods and services. Now, right now, cryptocurrency is not being exchanged for goods and services. But the point is that we're getting awfully close to Ready Player One. And if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, I say go ahead and watch the movie, then read the book. The book is obviously better. Now, if you're more of a reader, I recommend the book, right? It's got more details in it, and the story is much better, honestly. So here are four things that are already here, and is proof that we are heading to the future of Ready Player One. Maybe not as devastating, maybe not as bad, but it's definitely there, right? So number one is in-game purchases, right? In-game purchases. We see it all the time. I think if you play Fortnite, if you played, a lot of online games, they have in-game purchases. In Japan, they call it gacha, like a gacha game, right? Where you buy items for your characters. The first game to actually do this was RuneScape. RuneScape is a really old game from the early 2000s. It's one of the first games that did that, right? So in-game purchases, and cryptocurrency is going to be part, because it's going to play a huge role in this, because not only can you use your digital money in the real world, but then you can take that digital money and use it in the virtual world. And then we already have a lot of people working from home, virtual jobs. So you don't even have to show up to the office. And I know this because I am one of those people. Yes, I've actually worked from home. Okay, I know I make YouTube videos and things like that, but my company, I work from home, and I haven't seen my boss, I haven't seen my supervisors in months, I tell you. Right? So in-game purchases is already here, and along with cryptocurrency is going to be even more related to the real world now. Right? And some of you might say, "Oh, boy, cryptocurrency, everything is going to have its own digital token." Yeah, but it's all in the blockchain. It's all part of cryptocurrency, right? Like if you see a lot of the anime coins that are coming out, it's all hosted in, I think, the Ethereum blockchain, I believe, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then number two is real life is getting expensive, and people are going into the virtual world, right? So when real life gets expensive, like the gas prices that are going off the roof, the rent is too expensive to afford your own apartment. We have less and less people, living on their own, and more people living in groups with roommates and stuff. Kind of like California. This is very common in California, right? So when, think about Amazon.com, for example. I mean, I'm sure that most items that you see in the real world, you can find on Amazon.com at a cheaper price, right? Because they don't necessarily have anybody, they don't have to sell things at a wholesale price, like they do in retail stores. Because a lot of internet companies, they save a lot of money, by simply just shipping items out to you. That's how Amazon works. That's why online sales often they defeat retail sales. Online sales are king. That's why you see a lot of retail stores just closing. And this is true. This is going to be true in the future, I believe, with virtual reality, where the convenience of virtual reality is just going to become much greater and greater. Right? It's just going to be about convenience. And eventually a lot of people won't be able to afford certain things in the real world, so they're going to go to the virtual world. And of course, there's certain things that you just can't do in the virtual world, but here's an example. Take a look at gas prices, for example. $5 a gallon, another people will do many things to avoid, driving, long distances, right? So instead of meeting up with their friends, what are they going to do? They're going to go on the internet and do a Zoom chat or something, right? And then they'll hang out online just talking or whatever. You see a lot of YouTubers doing this, Instead of meeting up in person, we meet on the internet in the virtual space. It's already happening. Number 3 is virtual reality headsets and realistic graphics with Unreal Engine 5, right? So look, I know that virtual reality headsets, it's not as advanced. We're not completely there yet. You understand? Like, the technology is really not that great, but we're getting there. If you take a look at the PlayStation 5's graphics, the Unreal Engine 5 software has made video games so realistic that there were times where I couldn't tell the difference. I'm serious. There were times that I could not tell the difference between the real person and the digital person, right? So we already have virtual reality headsets, and in a few years, obviously they're going to improve upon it, and then who knows how realistic graphics are going to get? We have the Unreal Engine 5 now. Maybe in the future we're going to have the Unreal Engine 6, and this is the software that a lot of game companies use to create realistic characters or whatnot. And in Ready Player One, everybody escaped to the virtual reality world with their headset, and it doesn't matter where you are. You could be at home, you could be on the bus, you could be almost anywhere, and you can interact with the virtual world while you're in your bedroom, right? So in a way, it kind of saves people a lot of space in a way, right? So I think eventually people might give in to the idea of virtual reality, even if they don't like it because of its convenience, right? And then we have, number 4, which is haptic bodysuits. Yes, haptic bodysuits. In case you don't know what that is basically a suit that helps you feel the things that are inside the game. And you might not know this, but it's already happening in the porn industry. Yes, the porn industry, and I guess I'm sorry I had to bring this up, but in the porn industry, they have these suits that they put them on, and they put on their virtual reality headsets, and then they have this virtual sexual experience, right? And that's already here. And again, like I said, the technology is not that great, but within 5 to 10 years from now, that technology is going to improve dramatically. And then the population of the world is going to decrease. It's already happening in Japan, big whoop. But seriously, guys, like haptic bodysuits, I actually did this, and there's a documentary of it from Vice. You guys can go check it out on YouTube. But when I found out about bodysuits, like haptic bodysuits, they were basically the same thing as the one that Wade was using in Ready Player One. It's already here. We already have most of this technology. It's only a matter of improving upon it. And then once we improve upon it, people are going to use it all over the world. And let's face it. There's a lot of lonely people in the world. And because virtual reality is so convenient, and eventually the technology is going to improve, don't you think that people are going to start moving into virtual reality? Because we already have, real life online meetings. Some of my favorite YouTubers, they meet up in the virtual space, right? They get on a Zoom call and they record it live. Yellow Flash does this all the time. Geeks and Gamers does this all the time. You guys get the point, right? And it's a bit scary. And like I said, I don't think it's going to be completely like Ready Player One. We're probably not. It's probably not going to be a dystopian world where there's going to be an energy crisis, and there's going to be problems with the food supply or whatever. It's probably not going to be that bad, but it's already here. And we're going to have a different type of human that does not like to interact with other humans, right? And if you read Ready Player One, that's kind of like how Wade acts in the first book, and then in the second book, he kind of behaves in the same way. Actually, even worse, because he's an asshole. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to share this with you guys. If you watch Ready Player One or read the book, what do you think? Because like I said, a lot of those things are already here in the real world. In-game purchases, right? With cryptocurrency and NFTs. Although NFTs, eventually the technology is going to improve, and we're gonna be using NFTs, or maybe we're gonna use a different name. Who knows? VR headsets, realistic graphics, haptic bodysuits. It's all here. So I just keep thinking about the future, and I'm wondering, how is this all going to turn out? Like, are we gonna have millions of people that are just antisocial, don't like to socialize? If it's not online, then they don't want to interact with people in the real world. It's a bit depressing, honestly. But what can you do? Anyways, that is all I have for today, guys. Whatever your thoughts are, comment below. Tell me what you think. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for future notifications. And thank you for watching, guys. This is Andy Matrix. Godspeed.